At the top of our news, the GPA oil contract review may show improprieties. Guam's water supply is dwindling, and a proposed chapel at the airport may meet many requirements.
In world news this evening, Argentina and Britain are poised for war. Elsewhere, Vice President Bush will now visit China on his current Far East trip. And following the world news this evening, I'll have the complete wrap-up on today's sports events. A pleasant good evening, everyone. This is KUAM Island News. It's Wednesday, April the 28th. The former federal controller from American Samoa has now completed the review of GPA's oil contract with coastal Bermuda. Stephen Jones, who is presently off-island now, was called in by Territorial Chief Pedro San Juan to complete the contract investigation. Guam Federal Controller Ben Fukutomi, you'll remember, was ordered off that case. According to Island News sources, Jones came up with basically the same conclusion as Fukutomi, that the contract may not be in the best interest of the people of Guam. Meanwhile, our source also says that Jones came up with a much higher figure than Fukutomi, who earlier estimated GPA is paying in excess of $5 million more per year for oil than they should. Today, Fukutomi would neither confirm nor deny the information that we've presently obtained. A draft report of Jones's findings are now in the hands of San Juan in the nation's capital. Fukutomi and GPA Board Chairman John Lee referred us to San Juan, and KUAM Radio News Director Melinda Coates called San Juan's home today, but was told that he was at a movie. San Juan was expected to call back this afternoon, however he didn't. Senators Kurt Moylan and Frank Santos prompted the investigation of the GPA oil contract during October because of questions raised about possible improprieties in the contract and bid procedures used. That contract review is not expected to be released until San Juan issues a final report to the governor. From swing to bebop to fusion, jazz music has undergone quite a change, as the U.S. Navy Band illustrated today at a concert. Carol Neitz brings you the sights and sounds from the University of Guam's Fine Arts Auditorium.
If there's one word to describe our weather forecast, it's dry, and it's going to stay that way. Our skies tonight will be fair, and there is no rain forecast. Winds very slight out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow 10 to 14. Seas 3 to 5 feet. The surf 3 to 5 feet on northern through eastern exposures, 1 to 3 feet elsewhere. At 12:51 we'll have a high tide of 2.4 feet, and at 5:55 in the morning a low tide of 1.6 feet. Today's high got all the way up to 90, and the low tonight should be 78. Sunrise tomorrow morning 1 minute after 6, and sunset tomorrow evening will be at 6:36. Again, no rain yesterday, no rain today. Our monthly total remains at 0.61 inches, where it's been for a long time, and as no surprise, the fire danger rating also remains very high. We're back with news from the nation and the world when Island News continues.
This portion of Island News has been brought to you by Citibank, where your savings earn more with floating rate certificates of deposit.
Datsun Motors will continue to offer the lowest prices of any dealer on Guam. Up to $2,000 off on every Datsun car and pickup. Listen to these fantastic deals. Datsun 200SX, two-door hardtop, discounted $1,200. Maxima four-door sedan, $1,400 off. The awesome 280ZX with fuel injection and turbo, now $2,000 off. Datsun Little Hustler pickup, just $48.95. Datsun 210 two-door sedan, just $43.95. Remember, every Datsun car and pickup is discounted up to $2,000.
What makes a Pizza Hut pan pizza so good? It's a pan full of homemade taste. Made fresh with dough we raised twice. Nice. Baked in a pan with a light, crispy crust. Dripping with pure mozzarella cheese. And your favorite toppings. There's only one place you can get a pan pizza this good. Your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant.
Sovereignty is still the main issue surrounding the Falkland Islands, as we hear now in this report from Dan Rather in CBS in his interview with the Argentine foreign minister. In our sports news tonight, the South Pacific Games are now about a year and a half away, but planning for the Games began last August. Tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, persons connected with the Games will meet in the conference room at the PDN building. The 1983 event will be held in Western Samoa. Once again, this reminder that meeting time for SPG participants, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening at the PDN conference room. Well, the National Football League's college player draft began in predictable fashion today, but it did not take long. for the wheeling and dealing to start. As expected, New England opened the draft by selecting Ken Sims, a 6'6", 265-pound defensive tackle who won the Lombardi Trophy as the nation's outstanding lineman. Sims is now expected to ask for and receive about $1.5 million for the next 3 years. Behind Sims, Baltimore took Mississippi State linebacker Johnny Cooks, and Cleveland selected another linebacker, Chip Banks of Southern Cal. Los Angeles then traded its first-round pick along with a second-round choice to Baltimore for quarterback Burt Jones. The Colts then in return selected Ohio State quarterback Art Schlichter, and the Chicago Bears, picking fifth, grabbed Brigham Young quarterback Jim McMahon, the NCAA's all-time leading passer. In baseball news tonight, the Atlanta Braves, after winning their first 13 games, were handed their fifth straight setback today, losing to the Pittsburgh Pirates by the final margin of 10-4. Jason Thomas had 2 home runs for the Bucks, and catcher Tony Pena added a grand slam. Elsewhere, the San Diego Padres stretch their winning streak now to 11 games with an 8-5 win over the New York Mets. Other National League action today, the Dodgers shut out the Phils 3-0 behind the 3-hit pitching of Jerry Royce. Houston blanked St. Louis 3-0. Cincinnati beat the Chicago Cubs 6-3, and Montreal beat San Francisco 3-2. In the American League, Boston beat Kansas City 7-5. Toronto bested Texas 8-4. Seattle 7. Cleveland 4 in a game that lasted 11 innings. California beat the Yankees 3-1. Detroit over the Twins 5-2. The White Sox beat Milwaukee 11-2. And finally, in the NBA playoffs tonight, San Antonio kept up their winning ways with a 95-93 victory over Seattle. Los Angeles, the Lakers over Phoenix 115-96. That's sports news. Here's tonight's TV lineup. In just a few moments at 6:30, it's No Soap Radio. At 7 o'clock tonight, Taxi. At 7:30, a CBS Reports. 8:30 this evening, WKRP in Cincinnati. At 9 o'clock, it's Baker's Dozen. Another CBS special tonight at 9:30. At 10:30, Island News will return with Janice Maloney. And at 11 o'clock tonight, it's Quincy. Thank you so much for joining us. For Janice Maloney and myself, Harv Angel, have a very good evening.